Hi, welcome to the Stockinit Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 94.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Last week we had somebody comment that they had just made it through all of our episodes, and I was like, that's quite the commitment. 90-some episodes now. That's not messing around.
That isn't. So that is a commitment of time. Yep. So Amy just got back. Oh, we were cuddling over there. Max was sitting in between us, and then I had to stand up 70 million times before we actually started podcasting. And now he's moved away. Amy just got back from vacation.
Yep. We went to Kansas City, saw some baseball, and just hung out. I don't remember what else we did.
Was it as warm there as it was here?
Yes, it was. No joke.
And that's all you've got to say about that.
Yeah, exactly. We were like 4 blocks from a really nice part of town, and so we were walking to there, and then after a while the hotel shuttle was taking us. It had a radius of like 2 miles, and it's like, well, it's only 4 blocks, but you're taking us there. I don't want to walk it anymore. But yeah, it was fun to get out to the Royals game and see some baseball. May see some baseball tomorrow, but it's supposed to be wicked hot here too. Hotter than it was a couple days ago.
So. Yeah, it seems as if July has found us.
Yes.
Now that it's almost September.
Yes, it's humid as all get out. It's like it was during our retreat, but add 10 degrees.
Yeah, and that's a pretty big 10 degrees when it's that warm.
Yes.
Oh, Max, you're so cute. You guys can't see. He's like pulling the knitting in to give it a hug.
He needed a better pillow.
He did. He's positioning himself. All right, but you guys didn't, you can't see him, so it's not nearly as cute as for us. We have 2 Kegels that we will be drawing for next week. So Saturday is September 1st. Does that sound right? I could look at my phone.
If not,
I could look at my phone and be all official and time sensitive. Today is the 28th. Sunday is the 1st. I was trying to give people less of time than they actually have.
Yes, and I actually have one of the prizes with me.
Woohoo!
Cute. Yes. From Stealth Dragon.
Knit, Run, Dig.
Knit, Run, Dig. I was trying to remember the order of the things. I know it's about dig and run and knit.
Kitties.
Yes, it's kitties and polka dots in very bright colors and huge.
Are you going to put it on your head?
No, because it's like a 2 or 3 head bag.
It's like you could be kidnapped and taken to a undisclosed location wearing that type bag.
Yeah, very much so. Yes, and you draw strings with the paws on it. Cute.
Oh, that is cute.
So that is one of our prizes.
I'm trying to think what else we have as far
as prizes. For prizes? Yeah, we had Fat Squirrel Fibers.
Yeah, the sweater's quantity of fingering, which you could use for the Austin hoodie, which is next month's KL for me.
Yeah.
We had something else. I swear, it was big and awesome. Well, we'll have it next week when we actually give it away. As far as motivation, the self-striping KAL, the month of August will be the Kirby Warby yarns, and I think maybe I led people astray last week when I was talking about it. Kirby Warby yarns are just hard to find, are just hard to get in general. Again, I think her update that I was talking about was sold out in like 10 minutes, I believe. So it was crazy. But that colorway was not for sale in that update.
Oh.
It was only
So people thought that.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think,
Well,
I hope not as well. I just noticed that one of our lights is not on.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too dim anymore.
Did I not turn it on?
No, I think I saw it go out.
Oh, the light went out.
I think so.
Goodness, that's not good. Anyway. Divergence. So yes, that colorway was specifically dyed. Amy got a sparkly one, I got a BFL one. And then she sent one for us to give away. So thank you very much, Kirby Warby Yarns, and we'll be drawing for that next week on the podcast. Again, if you're new to the whole self-striping KAL, you can have up to, for the month of August, 8 entries. So if you've done self-striping at all in 2012 and had a finished object, you can enter those as you go along. It doesn't have to be like you had to enter one in January or you don't get credit for it. You could enter them all now if you really want that Kirby Warby yarn, and everybody should because it's pretty awesome.
It is very pretty.
Yes, and I can only say that because I helped pick out the but yeah, other people found it attractive and cute as well. It's not just me because we were the originator. What else? I was going to briefly mention that I'm going to be attending a retreat in Wisconsin in January called the January Thaw through Sun Valley Fibers. So I don't know how many spots she's got left on that, but I'm going for show. Amy's got like family birthdays going on. She's a Mabes.
Yeah.
A Mabes.
It lands perfectly on the birthday, and it's like, I'd have to be gone. It's not like a sneak back the last day,
Yep.
So, still contemplating it. You can guess it's not the kids' birthdays, because I wouldn't miss those.
Yeah. But although, my son always has a few things, Dexter, at the dinner table that he will mention. But one of them is, Mom, do you remember my birthday where you were gone like most of the day, but then you came home and we went and got frozen yogurt? And I'm like, yes, Dexter, I do remember the birthday.
So was it because the yogurt was so special, or was he?
I think he was just really pointing out the fact that, yeah, I was gone.
Okay.
It was his birthday and I was gone.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know that it was the frozen yogurt that he was really hinting at. Anyway.
With my kids, it'd be remember when you bought me frozen yogurt?
Yeah.
Let's do that every year.
Yeah. We did go to the Bounce World. We did a lot of really special things, but it wasn't exactly on his birthday, so maybe he felt like really pampered after the fact, and that was what he was alighting to. I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me the mind of a 4-year-old. But yes, so I'm doing that, and then we have our upcoming KAL with Sun Valley. Nice little segue there.
Yes.
In September and October, you can knit anything with Sun Valley yarn, or you can knit the patterns that we are knitting, or you can knit both and get double.
I'm going to be working on a Pont Neuf, but I went to look for my yarn today to wind it up, and I couldn't find it. So, somewhere in my house.
That's a problem.
And it's a lot of skeins of yarn.
It's hiding very well.
I don't know where. There might be a mad search for it tomorrow, for sure.
Well, you have until we've established Sunday, right?
Yes, I do, but it's a little nerve-wracking missing a sweater's quantity.
Yeah, that is a little nerve-wracking. I would agree. I'm kind of biding my time with my projects on casting on that. I'm excited. I've wanted to knit an Austin hoodie for a very long time.
Cool.
A very long time indeed.
This yarn was originally supposed to be an Austin hoodie.
That's what a nice Austin hoodie.
What I bought it for, but it is now a Julissa.
And a good one at that. I don't think I had anything else. We've got the retreat signups on the 6th of September, but we've got another week of podcasting before that. Yeah.
Okay.
My mind has been alleviated of the administrati.
Okay.
I don't think that there's any more to say about that. So, Finished objects?
Did I show socks?
No, you didn't. Last
Okay.
week you were still working on them.
Okay. So I have a pair of pinstripe socks in the New Year's Eve colorway from Desert Vista Dye Works.
Fancy, sparkly.
Yeah.
And that is by We Sheep.
Yes, We Sheep. Yes. Julia.
Yeah, and it's a free pattern on Ravelry.
Yes. And I've seen it done without the stripe bees, and it looks pretty good. In all the different types of yarn, you can still see the pinstripe.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, easy peasy. I added an extra 8 stitches to it to get to my size. I knew it wouldn't fit with what was there, but it's a 8-stitch repeat, and then you just have to fudge the numbers on the heel. But I think that I've done enough socks to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. Is it just a one size pattern?
I think it might be 1 or 2, but
That wasn't
stitch
your
count,
size.
yeah, the stitch count didn't go up to my size. I usually get between 9 and 10 stitches per inch, and so most, if you don't go up to 72 stitches, then
On
it
ones?
won't, yeah, then it won't fit.
Look at you.
That's what I mean. It was like after my first 2 pair that were on 1s or 2s or something like that, and they were fairly loosey goosey. I got a pair in a swap that were bulletproof, and I changed my style of knitting with size 1s after that. So
Yeah.
that's what I get.
I was really impressed that my sock that you will see is around that gauge.
Yeah, maybe
on
this
zeros.
Maybe this is 8.
Okay, that's what I normally get on ones.
I don't know. Now I'm curious. Made her guess.
Okay. We are measuring gauge this week on Stuck in Its Zonies. Here, you can measure mine next.
No, it's 9.
Okay. Ooh, yes. That's on zeros, mind you, so it took forever. I feel like I'm clear on this thing.
Yeah, yours is 9.
Okay. That's what I got, but I've been accused of having incorrect gauge counting abilities.
So my 9s are on 1s.
So you tightened it up.
Yeah, I did.
You did your stitch Kegels.
Kegel exercises, everybody.
On your socks.
Leave it to us to class up, but
We're really classy. I mean, come on.
and
And we're moving on.
and I got a hoe.
Oh,
This, you might recognize this.
super classy. Super classy. I may recognize that. Oh, it looks fantastic.
This is Megan's pattern, the blurred lines with the OMG heel, and I enjoyed it very much.
I am increasingly. I wrote the pattern, and in the pattern I said, it works best for stripes that are more than 4 rows per color. But I am starting to fall hardcore for the ones that aren't, where you alternate the row. You go 2 rows before you do the change.
So there were 2 colors before you put in the special row.
Fantabulous. I love it.
Yes. So I'm enjoying those, and I started the little bit of the next one. But
the yarn is
oh, that's right. This is
Fireweed.
Fireweed. Thank you. It used to be Alaska Nancy.
I ask questions that I know the answers to.
Well, it used to be Alaska Nancy. At least that's what
Yeah.
my ball tag said, and so it's now Fireweed.
Fireweed Dye Works.
Dye
I think,
Works, yeah. And this is the Russian fairy tale colorway, and I love it.
Can't wait until you wear your heel and you tell me what you think of it.
You know, I've tried it on several times, and I do like it. It seems like it's going to be good. Now, I haven't worn it. It's god-awful hot, and I only have one. But it's on its way. Yay! And that's all for finished.
Okay.
Or
I can segue into my hoe, which is just a plain stockinette, but I did an OMG heel. It's very bulletproof, but I'm enjoying it. I mean, I don't know. Part of it is that I am really curious to see how this wears on my feet.
Yes.
Like, I have all this Vesper. I went crazy buying it, and then I didn't realize that I was going to have to knit it on zeros, which is kind of like a non-motivator for me, an unmotivator. Like, oh, I have to knit that sock on zeros. But if it works and they wear really well, and they are super cushy. I mean, you can't argue with the cush factor on something that's the gauge is that tight on. But yeah, there's that. And you can see the stripes match on the top.
Now, speaking of sock motivation,
oh yeah,
I put a thread out there for socks classifieds, and the concept behind this is a little bit complicated. So there's steps of what you should do, but the general idea of it is that I have a lot of stash. I have a lot of hand knit socks for myself already. My colorways don't necessarily work well for all of my family, say the men in my family. So what I decided to motivate myself to knit my stash is to do this thread. So if you want to be a sock giver, that's what I'm calling myself, a sock giver, you will post in the thread, sock giver, and then somebody will then either take a look at your stash, or you post a picture of what you want to have as your options for that person to be able to choose from in the post, and then they will say sock taker, and the idea is that once you're finished knitting a pair of socks for them, they will pay you for your stash plus shipping. So basically I get the pleasure of knitting the socks. They're going to a good home, and it's like I did a de-stash of the yarn. So I thought it was a win-win-win-win. And I am not the only person who was sock giving. So yeah. So if you also want to be a sock giver, you can go out there. If you knit a lot of socks and you find that you want or need more recipients, or maybe the one that you're knitting on right now just isn't doing it for you, and you want to take a picture, snapshot it real quick and say, anybody want this? I'll finish them in your size. And then they would just, it's just between the two people. I'm not organizing any of this. So, if you see a post and you say, oh, look, I can take this, you say sock taker, and it's between the two of you how the payment will happen. It could just be a straight up trade. If the person really hates knitting shawls but wants a shawl, it could just be an exchange swap. But the main idea is that it's like a de-stash. You're buying the yarn, and I just happen to want to knit it into socks before I give it to you.
Making a sock love connection.
Yeah.
Desperately seeking someone to knit a sock for me, or to take the socks that I want to knit.
I would prefer it to be sock givers start the post. I don't want a whole thread of sock takers.
Got it.
So keep an eye on the thread, and when you see a sock giver and you want to jump on it,
you can go peruse their stash if it's possibly, like in your case, where they will be able to pick.
Yep. And I said there were a few that I have listed as over my dead body. And if you really, really have your heart set on an over my dead body, it might cost you an arm and a leg. So,
but then you would only have to knit them one sock.
That's true. Because I'd have your leg.
Amy needs a top hat over there. High hat, top hat.
Yeah, so I've already signed up to do 2 pairs, so I'm done for now. But if it goes well, I plan to be out there doing it as a regular thing.
These are the games we play. So I did a year-long self-striping KL to get rid of my self-striping stash, and you go out and Yeah.
I have no doubts that destashing would be a whole lot easier, but there's a reason I bought them, and I do feel an affinity to my stash, you know, and if it's something that I feel like I can part with, but I'd really like to knit it, you know, knit with it, enjoy the colors, you know, and do something nice. I don't know. And again, I put it out there as, you know, like a under the radar sort of thing, and I had 2 takers already. And I'm going to leave it at that for now, but I did see that there's a giver out there. So I'm not the only one, and I just want to invite other givers. I know that there are prolific sock knitters watching, and they should get out there and take a look and see what it's all about. And hopefully, you know, once I've knit my first pair for somebody, people will get an idea of how it works and if the people were happy. So,
okay.
Yeah, they've already picked out their yarns, and I'm excited.
I have another FO.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Sorry.
I'll get into that. I'm sorry. So I procrastinated a great deal.
Sure did.
And I also was really addicted. Like, I cannot tell you how badly I wanted to get to the next stripe. I wanted to see how this was going to work out. I also, because I was trying to evenly distribute across the sleeves and the body, the Noro, the striping yarn, or the contrast yarn, I knit the sleeves as I was knitting the body, and let me tell you, that's the first time I've actually finished a sleeve before I knit the body, and it was so easy to finish. It was like, and done. Like, it was awesome. It was, I now understand why some patterns have you knit the sleeves before you finish.
Yep.
But this is the Driftwood by Isabel Kramer, I believe. Or is it Bella? I can't remember if there's a at the end. I have yet to, I didn't weave in an end down there either. I missed one as I was weaving it in. Anyway, I need to go pick out buttons. I need to go pick out one button for my Harvest Moon.
Oh, yeah.
And this one needs, I ended up with one less button because I ended it short. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5 buttons. If I had it to do over again, okay. I thought that the stripes were going to end about herely, kind of like soonly, herely, and I got a lot of, either there was a lot of extra yardage in my Noro skeins, or the whole thing did, actually I know the whole thing didn't take as much yardage as it said, because I had 4 balls of Cascade 220 and I only used 3 of them, and then a little bit extra. So it was actually, the ratio was actually pretty close. It was 3 balls of the 220 and 2 balls of the Noro, which equaled 1 of the 220. It was supposed to be 220 yards. So 1 to 3, I would have had to do 2 and 6, and I did 2 and 4. So as you can see down here at the bottom is the plain part. But if I had it to do over again, I would probably have done the plain part up top. And then had the stripes continue down. Although this is unique. Yeah, I mean, you'll see store-bought sweaters that have like a gray, you know, solid, and then start striping a little farther down. And I've never seen one that ends right there and turns to gray. So it's unique. It's Amish, right? You're never going to find this sort. Now that I say that, maybe the industry. And I went down 2 needle sizes on this ribbing, and it still likes to flare a little bit. But I have yet to wash and block this. I'm a little scared because it's
not
100%. Yeah, it's not super washable. And it'll be my first garment out of non-super washable. I may not throw it in the washing machine. I'm a little trepidatious about that. I know that knits don't live here if they can't be thrown in the washing machine, but
you probably have like quite a few people screaming at you.
God, don't do it. Yeah. It doesn't really like swoosh it, so it doesn't agitate. It fills up with the soap in there, and I think it does like a whoosh whoosh, and then it drains. Water comes in, I think it does a whoosh whoosh, you know, like maybe a couple cycles of the agitation, and then it spins. And you said the spinning would be what scares you a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm in love with it. It was a quick knit because I was addicted to the stripes, and I think
I was just telling her that it would felt under here as she wore it,
Mm-hmm.
just walking. So
As I agitate.
yes, so just keep that in mind when you're washing it.
Yep. But it's a really straightforward pattern. I think it might be my go-to top-down sweater pattern to tell somebody now. They're like, oh,
okay.
I want to knit a pattern. I mean, super straightforward.
Good.
Stitch counts were included in the pattern. It's a free pattern, and the striping really makes it fun. Although I've seen quite a few out there that weren't striped at all. They just use like the base of it to create a Henley.
Okay.
So, yep, it's a good one. It's a good one. It gets Megan's 2 thumbs of approval.
That's a good recommendation.
Yeah, I mean, I've knit quite
And
a few
it's a
sweaters.
worsted weight.
Yep, worsted weight. And you could you could turn it into a cardigan, right? Instead of joining into the round, you could just continue on.
Mm-hmm.
So, versatile. Go. And that is my sweater that wanted to be knit on
Okay.
rather than other things. What are you working on over there?
So my Julissa is a very long sweater. I think it has you going 18 inches below the arm, which is quite long. And so I probably have another 3 inches or 2.5 inches on this bottom ribbing before it's done.
How much ribbing is that?
5 inches of ribbing.
Go.
Yeah.
Hey-oh.
Ew. So I don't know. I haven't bothered to take it off and try it on yet. I might end up doing that later before I continue on too much further.
Yeah, I think the windswept, people were commenting that that's kind of a long one, and it is, because I think mine, I went until it was like 21 inches, and that was perfect for me.
21 inches under your arm?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. That is long.
Here, we have a measuring tape.
Well, I mean, I know what this is, but...
Okay, maybe, yeah, that is long. That doesn't sound right. Maybe it was 17.
Because 18 seemed really long to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I stopped at 13 with the pattern, and, well, okay.
I see you stopping at 12.
Well,
okay. Stretchy. Fun with measurements.
Either way, it's a lot longer sweater than other ones I've knit, and yeah, there's still a lot of ribbing to go. And I do seem to have enough that I'm going to have like a mid, just a regular short sleeve. Not a cap, not, half, but just regular short sleeve.
And that's nice, especially with a wool that you're going to have to wear something underneath.
Yep, and I can buy like a long sleeve tissue t-shirt so that I have sleeves and won't be too hot.
What kind of shoes would you wear with this? Sorry, we're accessorizing your knit.
It's important,
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe some like, square-toed.
Ugh.
No, you don't like square-toed?
Never.
Okay. The things you don't know about the person who sits on the couch next to you every week. Amy has an aversion to square. I gotta take that birthday present back.
Square-toed shoes. No way.
I don't know. I think I like them because they are not normal.
Yeah.
It's unexpected.
I've owned them in the past, and
do they hurt your feet, or you just don't like the look of them?
Just don't like the look. So this grew like, I don't know, 8 rows.
I was like, I have a measuring tape. Do you want?
No, she really wants to use that measuring tape. No, just it's really big right now, and so 8 felt like a big accomplishment, but I'm getting it out and I'm going, well, it doesn't look like it's grown that much, but it did get like 8 rows added.
8 rows of love.
Yes, and again,
that's the Morgaine.
The Morgaine, and the stitches are, there's
a
lot of the stitches.
This silken alpaca.
Silken alpaca from Highland Handmaids. And trying to see what else I have. I have a toe pick.
I love that movie. I haven't seen it in so long. The Cutting Edge.
Yes, it might have aged Just a little bit.
DB Sweeney, come on. He's timeless.
And then I felt like since I was on vacation, I like did a little bit of everything. So I'm just trying to see if I
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. A little
Oh,
bit
that's
more
right.
gain in my life.
This has secret knitting in it.
Ooh.
So can't show it to you, but it got a lot of love. And then this is kind of partially enabling, so I'm going to save it. This is I decided to match Megan. I have
I have one.
my Elizabeth Quinton apple bag, but inside is more enabling / stuff. So I'm gonna wait until enabling to show that off.
Okay. We have a lot of enabling. It seems as if we've gotten a little shop happy.
Apparently, that I'm not gonna buy anything in August went whoosh out the window right at the end.
Yeah, I haven't been following, and you haven't been calling me on it. My whole one purchase month.
Oh,
Come on, Amy. You're supposed
Sorry.
to be the enforcer. So
I was until April.
You saw my hoe, and my hoe has a larger toe than your hoe. My hoe's got bigger toe. So, yep. And it's going, I think I may have thrown it in here. Yep, I did. I cast on, and then I realized that I must not have cast on with the gray that far up, like at the beginning of the gray.
Oh, I see.
So I just like broke it, and because I was trying to be matchy.
Yeah.
And it's not quite matchy. There's less of this one than that one, but I'll end at the same color point, and you'll never notice it on my foot.
This is true.
Ever. Maybe you will. Maybe if you're like a sock critic, you would be like, those do not match exactly. And then I would say, kick you. All right, and that's out of Vesper in the Winter's Passing colorway. What else do I have sitting here? Well, what I was working on, my botany. Is that all that I've got sitting here? I do. I guess I hid all my secret knitting.
There you go.
You cannot see it. And I've now worked this to a precarious point. But this is Grinning Gargoyle in her 100% mink. I believe that they are fed grapes and brushed while they were brushed lovingly while this mink was harvested, or their under fur was harvested. That is what is happening in my mind. And this is the Botany Shawl by Tin Can Knits in her Handmade in the UK book. And I'm gonna be sad when it's over.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, and then I'll wear my mink scarf and I'll be like, I'm fabulous. I will not be too sad.
Yeah.
It will be a fabulous FO. So it's getting some love. I am on chart F, which I will be working several times because I'm gonna make the large one. And then it'll be Dunsky.
Dunsky.
Dunsky. And then yeah, I've been resisting. I really want to use that last sweater quantity, my first sweater quantity, first in, first out, that I ever bought, but I'm just saving it.
Okay.
Because I want to cast on for the Austin and be able to give it all of the love and attention that it deserves.
Yeah.
And so, do not cast on another garment, Megan. Repeat it with me. Do not cast on another garment, Megan.
It only applies to you, so I'm okay with that.
Oh, you're going to cast on another garment?
I don't know. It's very tempting. I have so many things I want to cast on, and I'll probably have my 2 socks on the needles, plus. So.
Oh yeah, you're going to cast those on simultaneously?
I will probably get one going and then cast on the other one. I don't know. But I want to finish my socks first. So the blurred lines will probably get worked on and done first, and then
You know you want.
Then go to the ladies who are my sock takers and finish that up. But we ready for enabling?
I think we are. I have no more that are projects that are done or started.
The lovely Stealth Dragon sent along a little something for me and one for Megan. And she knows us so well. Mine is Paris.
And mine is apples.
There's apples. And we really appreciate these.
We do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, and she's got a little Knit Run Dig sparkly butterfly tag.
And so, yeah, I need to like start putting my bags in heavy rotation. You know, just keep cycling through them until I can.
I thought
use
this was
them all.
plain, but it's printed.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah, yours
mine
is
too.
printed too. Yep, and mine is apples. Yay, apples.
So thank you again, and let's see what else I got here. Everything Old went out into our enabling thread and said that you could get free shipping. And she's out of Canada, and that's normally like $8. So I took advantage. Got one skein of her MCN. It's the cashmere sock in Where the Whales Sleep.
That one loves me.
It loves me. So it's so very, very pretty. And
So when are you going to enter that in your stash so I can say you can knit me some socks out of it?
see, but I'm going to add the $8 shipping that I didn't pay.
Oh, ew. So the bargain shopping doesn't apply, huh?
You know,
No.
the second taker did take some of my really old stash that's like a cotton blend that I looked up does not cost very much. So it had the sticker on it, so that's probably how much I paid. And yeah, it wasn't very much. It was a really early purchase. But I'll be happy to be knitting on it. I mean, you know, like, gosh, how old that is and how I'll be able to, like, give it a new home, give it a new life, and get it out the door. I mean, I'm actually really excited for this thread. So, you know, I long ago turned off my disagrees, but please don't disagree. It's my brainchild, I think it's a great idea. And
It was kinda. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That was kind of the sort of. It wasn't sock centric, but it was kind of the sort of thing I was looking to do with
the zombie
just
class.
the classifieds. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have some thoughts about what we want to put out on the zombie classifieds. Yeah. Keep your eyes peeled. We might be getting ready to let go of some things, and we're going to put them out there. Yeah. And yeah, it is the way of the, you know, I don't know. I do the same thing in other parts of my life, you know. You've lived with it for a while, and you've decided to let it go.
You had something in your Elizabeth Quinton apple bag.
Yes, I did. So all of this is kind of together. So I had said that I had gotten some gourmet stash, and I did. And it is gorgeous. So
Pictures don't do it justice.
yeah. So this is this one here was generously added to the order. It wasn't something I ordered. So Peacock Dreams, and this is 40% merino, 30% yak, and 30% silk. Wow, beautiful. So it's a full ounce of poonies.
Oh my goodness, that's super soft.
And then this one here, this is what I actually bought. This is the Game of Thrones. So this is Don't Wake the Dragon. And this is Alpaca, Polworth, Silk Merino, and Angelina. And this is the same. A little bit different contents.
Would you? Yeah. I'm like, could you just put these all together end to end and knit them into like something fabulous? I'm trying to think of what I
It'd be
could
really
do.
small.
Yeah, you could make like you'd want to not make a basket with it. Oh, it's just so fabulous. Okay, sorry.
And then she added a lot of samples and extras. So the week that I ordered, she was giving people samples of her. This is 50% yak and 50% silk, these little guys. And then these are the shades of, 50 shades. And it's a merino alpaca silk. And just a lot of little samples in here. And her cute little tags.
And that's gourmetstash.com.
That's what it says. Yes. So Gourmet Stash.
I trust her.
Yeah.
She doesn't really have much to gain by putting the wrong URL.
No. And then I'm gonna tuck this away.
Those are fabulous.
Yes, they're very
Kind of
fun.
makes me want to spin, but not really.
But not really.
I'm looking for ways to use them in that form.
Yeah.
They look kind of like dreadlocks. I like them.
Yes, very cool.
Mhm.
Poonies.
I've never seen fiber that way. Well, I've seen it, but I've never touched it.
Yeah, and I've actually started working with some of it, so that is the next enabling. Okay. So I got these, and I decided that, well, the prep is too special to just throw it on my wheel, and I wanted to somehow make the process of spinning it slower and more plotting or planning. And so I researched Turkish spindles.
That's pretty.
And so this one doesn't have the poonies on it. This one has the sample fiber that came with the spindle. So these are Threads Through Time spindles. And this is a 1.6 ounce. And I'm loving how this is going. Like, I think that me and Turkish spindles get along. Because I have other drop spindles and they're nothing fancy. And maybe that's the problem with them. But I'm enjoying spinning on these a lot more, and I'm feeling accomplished, right? Like it looks fairly consistent, and
It does.
it's going well.
I would agree. What makes a spindle Turkish, if you don't mind my asking? And
I believe
not a
it's-
long explanation.
I believe it's the shape. So
Okay.
it's the kind with these bars on around
The bottom.
around the bottom, and then it has this tapered stem in the middle. And then some of them have a hook at the top, and some of them have this little knob. And the little knob is where you just put a loop on there, and then you can spin from that, and you don't need a hook. So I think
It
that
catches.
Yep, they're very beautiful.
It's gorgeous, that color. So they obviously colored the wood and then
Layered it,
layered it.
or they spent the time to
Stain it, and it's already.
yeah. You know, I didn't research them that much. I just researched the kind I wanted. I was like,
I was interested in the spindle, not the actual woodwork, right?
Yeah, and so then this brand was recommended to me by 2 people, and I just happened to catch an update. I did
Happened.
well.
To
It,
stock? Aren't those two?
okay, so I stalked it, and I was lucky enough.
Okay.
How about that?
Okay.
They went fairly quickly.
They're just opposing things, right? Like, you don't
Yeah,
just
I
happen upon. I mean, that's like true stalkering right there. Like,
Yeah.
I was just walking
don't
by.
mind me.
Yeah. Anyway.
So the last thing that she put on the update were these miniature ones, and it's a tiny Turkish.
Is it supported? Is that why you're doing that? Or
Oh,
no?
these yeah, they make these so that they can be supported or drop. So there's a thing on the bottom, and I can. Well, this one's actually got the fiber attached, but
Fun.
it spins really nicely.
Versatile.
Yes. And then the little one is only a ½ ounce. And everything spins really thin on it. And I already did one of my poonies. So that's what this is. And, you know, this is the second poonie from the sample that was given to me. So, yeah, I just plan on putting both of these on here, and then I will research how to take things off. Because I researched how to put them on, but I don't know how to take them off. I'm assuming you would want to replace the center spindle and then pull out the sides. So then it would be a ball that would stay on a shaft. And then, because I don't know how it would stay nice like this, especially since I kind of tend to overspin things. So I can't imagine if you didn't put a replacement centerpiece, like a pencil or something, how it wouldn't just go and be a mess. So yeah, any tips, fine with me. I'm very new to this, but I think that I took to the Turkish a lot better than the other drop spindles that I've used. Even this 1/2 ounce one was, it's a little bit more finicky because it's not weighted as strongly, so you have to spin really fine on it to get it going, and then sometimes it likes to reverse because I don't know, we'll see, maybe I'll get better at it and it won't reverse, but for right now it's reversing on me, whereas this one isn't. This one's just plain awesome, and I'm enjoying it very much. And I was told that the large can hold 4 ounces.
Well, so what's that in like a lace yardage wise?
Well,
4 ounces of lace weight.
It can be anywhere from 600 to 800 yards.
Would all fit on there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you just imagine that it's balled, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it can stack up pretty high and go wide.
Cool.
So, and maybe I'm feeling misinformed right now because maybe it wouldn't, but I can imagine that, if you had a balled up thing, it would fit on there.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
So these are, I just did this today because I just got them in the mail today. So, I mean, this is how addicting / fun it was. I put, this thing on here, and then the sample fiber that came with this is about half gone. So I'm just enjoying it so much. And I think that I will put the purple poonies on this pretty pink purple spindle and keep the gray on the tiny one. And then once all of those are done, I'll decide what to do with that beautiful peacock color. But yes,
very fun.
You're
expanding your horizons.
Yes, and it was one of those things where when I bought them, because woodcraft is not cheap.
Yeah.
No matter where you're buying it from, it's not cheap, and these are very well made. Threads through time. They sell out of this colored woods the same, like moment that they post them, they sell. And I felt very lucky to get 2 in an update. I felt very, very fortunate. A little guilty, but I won't be buying any more, so you're good. You can go. But yeah, so I was kind of like, what did I just do? And kind of freaking out about it. But having gotten them and played with them today, I'm very happy with my purchases.
Very cool. All right. Max dropped one of my purchases on the ground because he was making room for himself. I was enabled, and I told you about these, and you were like, oh yeah, I've heard of those, and I'd never heard of them, so they were novel and interesting to me. But Miracle Jen has sock blanks in her store. And so sock blank, if you've never heard of them, is there are 2 strands of sock yarn here that have been knit into a strip, I'm sure with a machine.
Yeah.
And then you dye it, and then if you knit, you can knit from the sock blank and just unravel it. You see there's live stitches here. If you unravel it, you can just knit straight from this, or you could ball it, ball it up from this. But if you knit like something like socks, that there's 2 of them, they will pattern in the same way. And it's not going to be stripes like this. It'll be, because you can see the first row is going to have a little bit of green and a little bit of blue and a little bit, but it will be, and this is the part that made my mathematical mind like go, oh, ka-ching, must buy it. Like it just the tumblers clunked into place, and I was like, ding, 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 boom, I'm going to buy it. Is that they will pattern the same, right? It won't be like stripes where it'll pattern the same because it's stripes. It'll be uniquely patterned to this sock blank, but in the same way on both of those socks.
The pooling will match.
Yeah. The pooling, the variegation, the color that's on top, the color that's on the bottom of the foot, everything about it is going to be the same. and not because it was like strips of yarn that were wound and made a certain yardage and dyed a certain color. I don't know. I just think that's novel and cool, and I can't wait to knit with it. Yes. And this colorway, extra sitting on my thing, was called Winston Yarnhill.
Instead of Churchill.
I had to get it. And then also while I was there, my husband wears a lot of brown and a lot of gray and a lot of black, and he can never, the socks that I've knit for him have never, it's either been like a greeny blue or a brown and a blue, and they have to match, right? Like this sock only goes with this pair of pants. But brown, gray, and black is gonna match everything. So this is her BFL, and it's BFL, so you know I had to get it. And it's called Earl Grey, and he loves tea. So it was like, again, the tumblers, it was just against me. It had to be in the cart. So, and he's already like, when are you gonna knit me those socks? That yarn's sitting out, are you gonna knit me those socks?
Yeah, I really like those colors.
It's a beautiful colorway, but he has size 13. And then, I don't know if you've heard, we have self-striping KAL going on year long. I'm trying to de-stash. Doesn't matter. Not de-stash, but stash down. More ended up in my Halloween colors. So this is Fishnets. I met her at Stitches Midwest and her sister, and they're doing something that I would have loved to have done with my sister. They flew into Chicago, and then they were taking the train back.
Oh, fun.
How romantic and fun and awesome and like quality timey is that? I've never ridden a train. Maybe it's more glamorous because I've never done it. Just seems so like, and we're gonna go into the whatever, it's because I've read stories. We're gonna go into the whatever car and
the dining
car and have ourselves an old fashioned, I don't know. Anyway, she is fantastic. I loved meeting her and her sister, and her yarn is super reasonable for a self-striping. I believe this one is purple, yellow, purple, green, orange. This one's a 3-striper. This one is purple, green, orange, but with black in between each of them. So I don't know what you call that. It's not a 4-striper because the black counts in between each color, doesn't it? Anyway, it adds up to a lot of work. This one's Eye of Newt, and it's superwash merino and nylon. And this one is Witch Witch. $22.50. I know we don't often talk about prices, but I mean, super reasonable for self-striping, and it was sitting in her shop. I mean, I was enabled by her enabling thread several days later. So go out and check out Fishnets. It was fantastic. I was super enabled by our enabling thread.
And I won some last year, and I have yet to. One of them's bald, and the other one's not, and I should.
So I'm thinking this one is going to be my my Halloweeny socks that I knit, and then this one will possibly be a giveaway. So September self-striping maybe.
Oh yeah.
If you want some motivation. And yeah, fell down and bought some more self-stripies today, but that's future fictional.
Jeez Louise.
I know, right? I need to stop with the self-striping. I don't know, they just, this time of year. The self-stripies call to me this time of year. And maybe it's the Halloween with the oranges and the greens and the, don't know.
It's your colors.
It is. Well, yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. That was enabling.
Yeah.
Do
we have any end of the
birthday kits? We need to tick and tie your purchase with your Ravelry ID to give you the patterns at the end. And again, this is all a little premature because it's in October. But I think I sent out the email to everybody's PayPal email address and said, can you tell us your Ravelry ID through this form? I think we've got like 80 some of the 100. So if you didn't possibly get an email from me, please shoot me, Megan at stockingnetZombies.com. an email, and I can get that form sent to you. And then I'll remind folks as it gets closer, but the sooner the better, just so that I don't have to keep on reminding folks. And things have started arriving. We're working with the yarn and the bag folks, and that's going on. That's the knowns. The unknowns I'm not going to mention on air. Right. The retreat signups I already mentioned are in a week from Friday, September 6th. And that'll probably be in the AM. So,
right.
Yeah.
So, kind of like, wake up, get your cup of joe, you know.
Mm-hmm. But for your wake up might be a lot sooner than my wake up, so just saying.
Yeah.
If you get up at 6, don't expect that. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get back into running in the early morning, especially since it's been so ungodly hot.
But that's running. That's not opening up.
Yes, announcing to the world. Yes. So, and that was the only. I think. Did you have any retreat/birthday kit stuff to speak of? Just that we're working on. Yeah. Just that. Be rest assured. Yeah.
It's going to be very fun, and
I think we've outdone ourselves this year.
Okay.
We only have 1 year to do better then. Anyway, we've blathered. It's almost been an hour.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, Ufta.